Hello, welcome back to Oliver's Greenhouse. Now I'm in fine further this afternoon, or this evening. As you can see, it's pitch black outside, it's proper late, but I thought I'd use some time this afternoon to have a look at the Cephalotus. Now some of you remember a little while ago, I can't remember how long it was, a good month or so ago, my Cephalotus got attacked by an unknown mould fungi sod. Basically they went downhill really quickly. I think it was a combination of the hot weather, high humidity, because the greenhouse is always steaming in there, especially when it's that hot, because the misting system comes up quite frequently, and they got a bit nuked basically. So we did an emergency repot. I cut off loads of the old pictures and made a video and uploaded it. Anyway, so they've been at work. My thinking of taking them to work was for a much drier environment. They're still in, sat in a little bit of water, let it dry out, give it a couple of days of drying out, and then top it back up again, let that soak up. So they're not staying saturated, they're not sat in water, but it's a lot hotter there. And they kind of, I was thinking that would have killed the mould off because it's much drier and mould likes sort of damp moisture and stuff like that. Completely not the case. A lot of the big ones have really sprung back, got lots of new growth because they looked really awful. What I'll do is I'll put a picture of how they looked up in the video now. So as you can see, they were looking really horrendous, and they produced lots of new growth. They look much happier, but they've still got this damn mould. So I thought what I'd do is I'd bring the camera in and show you what to look out for. And I've also got something, it's gone beyond changing sort of growing environment. So I've got some mould fighting spray stuff. So I'm going to spray some of them, not all of them, because I don't want to, if it's going to kill the plant, it shouldn't do. And I've looked at the ingredients and it shouldn't kill them. I expect they're not going to like it particularly, but at least I won't lose the whole crop of plants, and some of them are really suffering. Strangely enough, all of my Hummer's Giants I repotted because one of them got the mould on, and I was like, quickly cut that off, got rid of it. Moved them back into the greenhouse, no sign of mould on them at all. They're absolutely fine, they're doing really well. But these guys in the drier environment have got mould on them. I know, go figure, it doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, so I'll pick you guys up, get a nice brightly lit area like that, and then I'll move you down. I've also brought the trusty magnifying glass along. So what I'll do is I'm going to be pruning them off, giving them a spray, but what I'll use the magnifying glass as well to show you what this mould looks like close up, because it is nasty stuff and it's really bad for your Cephalotus. I've heard people talking about losing the whole collection to this mould, so we need to beat it, otherwise it's going to beat my plants. Right, in front of you, this is my collection. This is my tray of typical Cephalotus, and they look really rough, and we still had a few more of the pictures die off. These have sort of gone all crispy and manky now, but lots of new growth has appeared underneath, emerging from all the dead stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to clip all this off today so we can have a look at what it looked like before I repotted it when it was looking really ill, and we can have a look at all of that new growth which has come back. But the damn mould is still present on quite a few of my plants, and these are all leaf pullings I did here. And they're my first set of leaf pullings, the ones that featured in a few videos, and so they're important to me. I don't want to. There's also a rogue Drosera Bermanii down there as well, which is self-seeded and is currently seeding into everything else. So I really want to keep them alive. I don't want to lose them, not to some dastardly mould. I want to win. We're better than that. So I wanted to use this opportunity to show you what to look out for, and a really good one that's heavily infected is this one down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom you right in. Bear with. Right, centre of shot, here we go. This picture is unaffected, it hasn't really got any sort of weird... Over here though, you can see this is sort of like white coating. This is the mould. There's also some of it here on that this weird sort of shape that all of the Cephalotus pictures have, this sort of like little hairy ladder. And it's also on top of the picture here itself. That's actually on the lid. What I'll do is I have to do this by hand, but I'm going to pick you up. And actually, no, I don't have to do that. Yes, I do, because the light's not good. I have to pick you up, and we'll use my trusty magnifying glass and see if we can have a really close-up look. It's going to be a bit wobbly, so you're going to have to just bear with, I'm afraid. Right, hold on to your backsides. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in. You'll be able to see that mould up close, hopefully. There's the focal length. See the white stuff? growing on top of this picture here. You can see it's inhibiting that one from actually opening, and it's all over the top here as well. And the more we look around, hopefully, zoom out a little bit so it's going to focus. Some healthy pictures, even these little ones down here as well. So I've noticed some of the new pictures have died off. They don't seem to be so horribly infected, but there's another bit there as well. See, at the bottom of the picture has you know, opened normally or grown, developed normally, and the top of it's been killed off. The bigger plants, or my mature plants, haven't been affected anywhere near as badly. There's lots of new growth on these guys. They look really good. But just the little ones, everywhere you look, there is the damn mould. There's a bit on top of that there as well. Hope it's going to focus. There we go, see it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold up this, what goes down here is an excellent example, especially this one right here. Hang on a minute, I'll zoom right in as close as I can, and then back up. Hopefully the camera will sort itself out. Okay. Oh, this has got a light on it as well, which is quite useful. Look at it, see the hairs and all the white crustiness? It's the white crustiness which is particularly bad. Look at it, it's all coating those cells, and what it's doing is it's bursting the vacuole of the cells and infecting the plant and destroying it on a molecular level. You absolute douchebag. And over here on this picture as well. There it is, some of that on top of the lid of that Cephalotus picture there. So that's a pain in the backside. I don't like that very much at all. So, over the other side of the kitchen, on the windowsill, I have purchased something. I was at the greenhouse, not the greenhouse, at the garden centre the other day, so I picked up some canes for the Nepenthes, some aquarium sand as well, and I got this guy here as well, Fungus Fighter by Bayer Garden. Fungus Fighter Plus, and like I say, this is something I've just bought. I'm not promoting them, although apparently it's good at killing fungus, or so it says. Okay, so let's have a little read of what this stuff actually says. So it's by Bayer, Fungus Fighter Plus, controls black spot, mildew, rust, leaf spot on roses and other ornamental plants and selected vegetables. One of them is like courgettes but not aubergines or something like that. Protection during use, wash hands and exposed skin after use, so basically it's not going to kill you but wash your hands. Environmental protection, harmful to aquatic life with long lasting effects, that sounds pretty nasty. Apply away from water, do not contaminate water with the product or its container. Direct application away from ponds and other surface water bodies, so you really don't want to spray this anywhere near a pond, water butt, or especially not near any of the plants in the greenhouse, you know, like the ones that are sitting in moisture, or in water should I say. Storage, risk information, harmful to aquatic life, really pushing that one a lot. To avoid risks to human health and the environment, complying with the instructions for use. Well, we should probably move on to the instructions for use. So like I said, it says powdery mildew. I think what we've got there is powdery mildew, so that's going to be perfect for that. It goes on about the amount of applications you can make, so sort of every 10 to 21 days. For use in the garden, the patio conservatory and greenhouse, that's convenient. It says press down the small tab, yada yada, shake it well, spray it on the plant until drips start to form. Now I have concerns about that because it's Cephalotus, it's doing this basically, isn't it, for insects to go into the little pitchers. I don't want to get loads of this down inside the pitcher, so I think spraying downwards onto the plants, these act like little natural lids anyway, so I think what that'll do is it'll coat the actual pitcher but stop too much of dropping down inside the actual liquid inside the pitchers, because I don't think that's going to be good. But it is systemic, so it will go into the plant and remain in it for long periods of time. This is like desperate times. I really want to get this done. These are my babies, I don't want to lose these plants. So what I'll do next is I'll get the two big boys out. We'll have a look at those. I'm only going to spray one of them, the one that's looking the sickest, and I'm going to leave the other one. I'm also going to divide out the worst affected Cephalotus here, and then we're going to have a look at them again in 10 days and see what's actually, that's 2 weeks basically, 2 working weeks, see what's actually happened to them and whether there's still fungus there, whether the plants have died. I should think there's probably a reasonable chance that may be the case, but I hope not. So then we're going to see what's going to go on. I don't feel very confident about the tiny little Drosera I can't remember what it's called. I've said it once already. The rogue Drosera that's in there, and I think that's probably going to die. So what I'll do is get the big guys out here, put these down separately, and then set at them with a pair of scissors and try and clear the worst of this off. First thing that's very important, just to stop any cross-contamination, is just to pass, I've got a little tiny pair of snips here, it's just to pass them through the flames. They don't need to be roasting hot, but it's good to get them above sort of 75 degrees to kill off any nasties which may be on those. Right. Okay, so we can already see this guy's looking loads better. It's got lots of new growth, there's loads of new non-carnivorous leaves, there's loads of new pictures emerging from it. So that's, I would say, in very good condition compared to how it was. There's still a little bit of mould on it, but nothing like this poor fella over here. So I'm going to get on and do the same to that one as well. Strip all the old dead leaves off of it, and then we'll have a look at that one as well. This is the one that's definitely going to get nuked, because once I've taken all the leaves off, you'll see there's quite a bit of mould on it. Okay, so I've got the magic fungus killing juice. I'm going to take this outside. I don't want to do this in the house. I don't want this stuff floating around all over the place. I'm just going to give the plant a good soak in. Just like that. Nothing too drastic. But it's wet. The whole plant's wet, so that should be about it. Okay, so this is the unfortunate fella that's particularly affected. We've just sprayed this, and I followed the instructions. It's sort of dripping wet now. I tried to get it sort of on top of all the pictures. This one here, this picture was the one that had the mildew fungus really badly, just here on the back of the picture. So it's had a good going over. You can see some of the beads of the fungus spray stuff sort of on a lot of the leaves, so hopefully that's going to be it. I was very careful when spraying it to make sure that I sort of sprayed down on the plant in this direction, because I don't want to fill up the pictures unnecessarily with any of these sort of chemicals, to give it the best sort of chance. So out of the two, this one's untreated and it looks okay. There's a couple of spots, very small spots of fungus. I'll swap these guys around. Treated, untreated. And this is the one I'm going to not treat and see how it gets on. Like I said, once I've cleaned it up, there's a couple of little bits of mould. There's a little bit just here by my finger. Other than that, it's pretty clear. You can see lots of these new growths coming out here of the plant. Like I said, they were doing so well. They were doing so well before, and then just took a massive nosedive so quickly. There's another little bit of mildew fungus just in there. Like I said, I don't want to go ahead and do all of them straight off the bat, because I don't think that's a wise thing to do, just in case it doesn't turn out to work out very well. Okay, so that's it done. That's this little experiment over and done with this stage of it. Like I said, I'll be doing regular updates on this plant here. I also went ahead and sprayed some of these little ones as well, just two of them, just to start off with. They're the ones that are like the most healthy. I think they're going to tolerate you know, the spraying better than some of the others. So what I'll do is in about 10 days I'll do an update, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to see a massive reduction, if not a complete removal, of all the fungus, and the plants are going to be alive. But like I said, this is a real experiment, and only time will tell. There's a range of fungus fighting chemicals and sprays out there you can find. Like, this is available in lots of garden centres around the UK, and you know, only time really will tell. But I'm feeling positive. So fingers crossed. It's just down to the Cephalotus now. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like down below if you enjoy my content, and please subscribe to my channel. See you again soon.